Dear children, welcome back again to another session of our English time. Do you remember what did we do in the last class? We were listening a very interesting story of Cinderella. You know who is Cinderella? Some questions, we discussed some questions there. Do you remember the questions? Some of the things. Cinderella is a very beautiful girl, but she was suffering from the suffering a misfortune. Her mother died and her father got married again. Unfortunately for Cinderella, her stepmother, who had been married by her father again, it's called stepmother. She had two sisters also, so her stepsisters, their habit, or they were not good habit, and they are wicked and ugly in their behavior. Though they look beautiful, the sisters were not kind or soft to Cinderella. I think you remember the story. Cinderella was forced to sleep in the center, and this Ella, actually her name was Ella, and as she was forced to sleep in the center, you know what is Kari? So she was called Cinderella. Her stepsisters called her Cinderella. And one day, while she was living in that house, the neighbor prince called for a party that all maiden means avivahidayaya yuvadikalana maiden ennu paraya kanyaga were invited to the party, and the prince will marry those who are very beautiful. The prince will select one of the girl or one of the maiden as his wife. Actually, Cinderella wanted to go for that party, but her stepmother and stepsisters did not allow her, and she was very sad. And at that time, what is called a godmother appears, and she was given a red coach, white horses, footmen, beautiful clothes, etc. Her rags became, when she touches the cloth, what happened? It became beautiful cloths of silk and gold. And there were some lizards in the backside of the house, and they were turned into footmen. And some mice were there, chundeligal, and they were white horses, and there was a pumpkin, but pumpkin was changed into a red coach by her godmother, and she attended the party, and 2 days she went to the party and danced with the prince, and everybody there in the music concert or the music party, everybody appreciate how beautiful she is. How beautiful. Everyone says that how beautiful. But there was a problem for all these things. But it means these red coach, white horses, footmen and beautiful dress will turn its former position, its original position at 12 o'clock. That was the only problem. So the first time when she heard the bell, the clock begin to strike, she ran to her home, and she escaped. The second time, still she was late, and when she began to run from that palace, what happened? One of her slippers, glass slippers, fell down on the palace. And what happened? She came to her house, and that was where there we stopped our story. Okay, so she had lost her one of the glass slippers and the remaining one's glass slippers. ഒരു ചെരുപ്പ് ഗ്ലാസിൻ്റെ സ്ലിപ്പർ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് വിത്ത് ഹെർ. And at 12 o'clock all the other things changed into its original form. That means her red coach became pumpkin, and that white horses became mice, and that what is called footmen became lizards, and her rags, കീറത്തുണി പഴയ മുഷിഞ്ഞ വസ്ത്രങ്ങൾ, what happened? It became old forms. ആ നല്ല ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള വസ്ത്രങ്ങളൊക്കെ changed into old dresses. Only one thing unchanged. There we stopped. Then sisters arrived, so they did not know about her going the ball. So Cinderella reached home at first, and the sisters arrived only after that, and they did not know that Cinderella was in the party. Okay, there we stopped. Now the search. What is the meaning of search? Who can say what is the meaning of search? Search, അന്വേഷണം, തിരയുക എന്നൊക്കെയാണ് അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം. Search. Let us read the remaining part of you are very eagerly waiting for the remaining part of the story. The prince became very sad when Cinderella left him. Cinderella ran from that place, ran from that place. The prince became very sad. His servants brought him the glass shoe that Cinderella had left in the room. But I told you that yesterday or the last class we found that Cinderella had lost one of her shoes, and it was in the room of the palace or on the courtyard of the palace. So they brought it, or in that concert hall or music hall. So there was the one of the shoes. Do you know what happened to another shoe? The remaining shoe or the another shoe, one shoe she lost in the hall, and the other shoe is with her. So they brought it and gave it to the prince. He wanted to find out the beautiful girl who had danced with him. Nobody knows who she was. So the prince asked the courtiers to find out the beautiful lady. The next day he sent messengers to announce that the prince would visit every home to find out the lady. So there was an announcement. You can make a script of announcement. There is an activity for you. I will give that activity at the end of the story. So announcement, Her Majesty Prince will arrive to the houses to find out the beautiful lady. So there was an announcement. Then it was excited the ladies. Messengers announced that the prince will arrive. Prince will come to the houses in search of the beautiful lady. So the two sisters were very, very excited the news. The two sisters were very glad because they had pretty feet. They had very pretty. In the story we found that they were beautiful by appearance, but അവരുടെ മനസ്സാണ് ശരിയില്ലാത്തത്. They are ugly, but in appearance they are beautiful. They had beautiful feet, so they put on their best clothes. രാജകുമാരൻ വീടുകളിൽ സന്ദർശിക്കാൻ പോകുകയല്ലേ. So they put on means wear, put on, ധരിക്കുക എന്നാണ്. put on WEAR, which is important വാർഡാണ്, വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട വാക്കാണ്. All of you should listen or write down in your notebook. Put on means wear. They put on their best clothes, ഏറ്റവും നല്ല വസ്ത്രം, clothes, and waited for the prince. And they are waiting for the prince. But Cinderella didn't have any good clothes. She had not had any good clothes. She did not have any good clothes. Only rags. കീറി പറഞ്ഞ വസ്ത്രങ്ങൾ മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. The prince visited every house. He invited girls to try on the shoe. He went to all the houses. Then asked the maidens, all the girls to put on, wear the shoe. Then shoe ഇടാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. കാരണം the prince എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? What was the prince doing now? ഈ ഷൂ ആർക്കാണ് ഏറ്റവും പാകാണ്, ആ പാകാവുന്ന സ്ത്രീയെ കണ്ടെത്താൻ വേണ്ടിയുള്ള ശ്രമമാണ്. So Cinderella had left in the ballroom. He had the shoe with him. So he was tried. The girls tried it on. എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ഗേൾസ്, അയലോക്കത്തുള്ള സ്ത്രീകളൊക്കെ വന്നിട്ട് ഓരോ മെയ്ഡൻസും ഓരോ കന്യകമാരും ഈ ഷൂ നോക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങി. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഡിഡ് നോട്ട് ഫിറ്റ് എനി വൺ ഓഫ് ദം. ആർക്കും പറ്റിയില്ല. ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ വലിപ്പം അധികം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വലിപ്പം കുറവ്. ദറ്റ് വാസ് ദ പ്രോബ്ലം. ദ ഓൾഡസ്റ്റ്. ഫൈനലി ദ പ്രിൻസ് റീച്ച്ഡ് സിൻഡ്രല്ലാസ് ഹൗസ്. So the prince reached Cinderella's house at last. Then the elder stepsister went to her room to try on the shoe. First of all, the elder stepsister went to her room with that shoe. She tried to put on idan noki, but her mother stood by. Her mother was near. But what happened? But she could not get her toe into it. Toe, TOE, ടു. നമ്മൾ കൈയിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ ഫിംഗർ എന്ന് പറയില്ലേ, അതുപോലെ കാലിൻ്റെ വിരലിനാണ് ടു എന്ന് പറയാം. ബട്ട് ടു ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ഫിറ്റ്. ദ ബിഗ് ടു, ഷീ കുഡ് നോട്ട് ഗെറ്റ് ഹെർ ബിഗ് ടു. കുറച്ച് വലിയ വിരലായിരുന്നു. ഇറ്റ് ഡസ് നോട്ട് ഗോ. സോ അത് ഫിറ്റ് ആകുന്നില്ല. സോ ദെൻ ഹെർ മദർ ഹാൻഡഡ് ഹെർ എ നൈഫ്. സോ ഹിസ് മദർ, her Cinderella's stepmother, that means that stepsister's mother told, take this knife, cut your toe. She said, cut your toe, cut it off, cut the toe off. When you are a queen, you will never have to go on foot. രാജകുമാരൻ കല്യാണം കഴിച്ചാൽ പിന്നെ നിനക്ക് നടന്നു പോകണ്ടല്ലോ. യു നെവർ ഹാവ് ടു ഗോ ഓൺ ഫുട്ട്. പിന്നെ എന്തിനാ കാലിൽ നഖം, കാലിൽ വിരലെന്തിനാ? കട്ട് ഇറ്റ്. So the girl cut off her toe, squeezed her foot into the shoe. എന്നിട്ട് സ്ക്യൂസ്ഡ്, ഇങ്ങനെ തിക്കി തിരക്കി ഷൂവിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് കാല് കയറ്റി. ഷീ കൺസീൽഡ് ഹെർ പെയിൻ. സോ ഷീ ഹാഡ് പെയിൻ, വേദന ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഷീ കൺസീൽഡ്, അത് ഒളിപ്പിച്ചു. അത് വേദനയൊക്കെ കടിച്ച് പിടിച്ചിട്ട് ഷീ പുട്ട് ഹെർ and went down to the prince. Then came down and showed the prince, it is very suited to me. The prince looked at her shoe and saw blood flowing under it. So the prince saw that blood, rektam. So the prince got angry. So no, the right bride at all, not ivalalla. The prince shouted in anger. Then the other sister, a prince found blood kandappo thanne ivalalla, not the right bride at all. Idu enikku pattiya പെൺകുട്ടിയേ അല്ല, ബ്രൈഡ്, വധുവേ അല്ല. The prince shouted in anger. Then the other sister tried. One more sister, two stepsisters she had. Cinderella had two stepsisters. The other sister came. She went into her room to do and got her toes comfortably. And she put her foot comfortably to Sharai Kari. Verily Kari. Then her mother, but heel was too large. പക്ഷേ heel എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പിൻഭാഗം, അതായത് ബാക്ക് സൈഡ് ഓഫ് ദി ഫൂട്ട് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ മടമ്പ് ഭാഗം. ഇറ്റ് വാസ് നോട്ട് കംഫർട്ടബിൾ. ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ടു ലാർജ്. അത് ഇത്തിരി വലുതായിരുന്നു. Then her mother handed her knife. Mother again gave her also a knife and said, cut off your heel. ആ മടമ്പ് മുറിച്ചാണ് കളഞ്ഞളാ. When you are the queen, you will never have to go on foot. When you are the king, നീ രാജകുമാരിയാകാൻ പോകുകയല്ലേ, പിന്നെ നിനക്ക് നടക്കേണ്ടി വരില്ല. When you are becoming the queen, you will never have to go on foot. So the girl cut a piece of heel and thrust her foot into cut the heel and put or thrusted her foot into the shoe. The prince looked at her feet and became more angry and shouted, there is blood. He got angry. There is blood on the shoe. The shoe is not small. The shoe is too small. വലിയ ചെറിയ ഷൂ ആണ്, നിൻ്റെ വലിയ കാലിനത് പറ്റില്ല. No, not the right bride at all. അല്ല, not bride. നീ നല്ല ബ്രൈഡേ അല്ല. Then Cinderella came forward and said, let me try it. Cinderella came forward. Let me try. ഞാനൊന്ന് നോക്കട്ടെ. Let me try it. His sisters laughed at it. നീയോ? Laughed at it. കളിയാക്കി. Clear out of here. Get out. പോയിക്കേ അവിടുന്ന്. Laughed. How dare you come here? On next page number 48. How dare you? നിനക്ക് എങ്ങനെ ധൈര്യം വന്നു? How dare എന്നുള്ള ധൈര്യപ്പെടുക. How dare you come here in these dirty rags, you ugly creature. വൃത്തികെട്ട ജീവി. You ugly creature. How dare you come here? They said. But the prince asked her to tie the shoe. No. Prince said, no, let her come. ലെറ്റ് ഷി കം ആൻഡ് ട്രൈ. ആരും ഒഴിവാക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. കം ലെറ്റ് ഷി, ഐ ഹാവ് സീൻ യു സംവെയർ. യു കം കം, ഞാൻ നിന്നെ, ഐ ഹാവ് സീൻ യു സംവെയർ. വി നോ, നമുക്കറിയാം എവിടെ കണ്ടത്. I have seen you somewhere, but I can't remember. Where? I can't remember. Okay, you come and try your. He said. Cinderella put her left foot into the shoe. She put her left foot, ഇടത്തെ കാല്, put into the shoe and then pulled foot her perfectly. Foot into the shoe and it fitted her perfectly. അത് വളരെ സൂട്ടായി, കാരണം it was her shoe, അല്ലേ, അവളുടെ ഷൂ ആയിരുന്നല്ലോ അത്. സോ ഷീ പുട്ട് ഹെർ ഫുട്ട് പെർഫെക്റ്റ്ലി, വളരെ പെർഫെക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് അതിനകത്ത് ഇട്ടു. ആൻഡ് ജസ്റ്റ് then what did she do? Then she pulled out the other shoe from her pocket. So ഒരു ഗൗൺ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, and there was a pocket, and from that pocket she took out the other shoe also, and she put it on the other leg, appeared and touched, and this time put it on her right foot. So first of all she put her left foot into that shoe which the prince had brought, and she took out the next shoe from her pocket and put her right foot into it, and it perfectly matched. It was very correct for her. And just then the fairy appeared. So that fairy, godmother, that fairy appeared there and touched her rags, touched her, ആ കീറി പറഞ്ഞ പഴന്തുണിയിൽ just touched. And what happened? In a moment, her rags changed in cloths of silk and gold. It became good dresses, beautiful dresses of silk and gold. The prince danced with joy and cried, very good. The prince was very much happy. This is the right bride. ഇതാണ് ശരിയായ വധു. This is the right bride. The shoes are fit for her. She is the right bride, he said to Cinderella. Okay, you are going to be my bride. You are the most beautiful girl in the country. No doubt you are the most beautiful girl in the country. I will make you my bride. I will marry you and you will be my wife. I will make you my bride. Bride, Vathu. ഞാൻ നിന്നെ എൻ്റെ വധുവാക്കും. I will make you my bride. You know what is bride? Bride എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വധു. BRIDE, bride. And its opposite, അപ്പോൾ ഇത് വധു. അപ്പോൾ വരൻ എന്താ പറയുക? Bridegroom. Bridegroom എന്നാണ് വരന് പറയുക കേട്ടോ. GROOM. Okay? Bridegroom. Anyway, so I will make you my bride. The prince married and took her to the palace. The prince, marriage function. Cinderella pardoned her sisters. Cinderella pardon. PARDON, pardon. What is the meaning of pardon? Pardoned. Pardon means map. Pardoned, map കൊടുത്തു. Map അല്ല, map. മാപ്പ് കൊടുക്കുക, ക്ഷമിക്കുക. Pardoned, മാപ്പ് കൊടുത്തു. Her sisters and took them to the palace. അവരെയും പാലസിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുപോയി. They lived there happily thereafter. After that, they lived very happily in that palace. Okay? Did you enjoy the story? Did you like the story? How is the story? It's very, very interesting story. And we have some questions are here. Let us look at only 3 questions. Let us look. What are the questions? This news excited the ladies. ഏത് ന്യൂസാ? This news excited the ladies. അത് അവരെ വല്ലാതെ excite, ആവേശം കൊള്ളിച്ചു. Which news? You know that answer. You just write the answer in your notebook. Okay? Then question number 13. Pick out the sentences which show that the stepmother and her daughters were greedy and over ambitious. Which sentence says that stepmother and daughters, her daughters were greedy, അത്യാഗ്രഹികളായിരുന്നു? ഏത് സെൻറ്റൻസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏത് സംഭവമാണ് അത് മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത്? Who can say? Or which sentence says that they were greedy? Which sentence? The mother and the daughters were greedy. How can we understand? Because when the foot is not fitted to the shoe, the mother gave these daughters a knife to cut toes and heels. Isn't it? Do you remember? കാലും കയ്യും മുറിഞ്ഞാലും വേണ്ടില്ല. What they want money, and they want become the wife of a prince and become wealthy. അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ അത് അത്യാഗ്രഹം കൊണ്ടാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അല്ലേ? മറ്റുള്ള സ്ത്രീകൾ വേറെ വീടുകളിലൊക്കെ പ്രിൻസ് പോയപ്പോൾ ആരും കാലും കയ്യും വെട്ടാനൊന്നും മുറിക്കാനൊന്നും നിന്നിട്ടില്ല. ബട്ട് this lady and daughters, this stepmother and daughters, they tried to, they cut their toes and heel so that it will be suited to the shoe suit ആകാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. Okay, and only one more question is there. Cinderella pardoned her sisters and took them to the palace. And suppose if you were in the place of Cinderella, what do you do? Cinderella സഹോദരിമാരോട് ക്ഷമിച്ചു കൊടുത്തു. And suppose if you were in the place of സിൻഡ്രല്ലയുടെ സ്ഥാനത്ത് നിങ്ങളായിരുന്നെങ്കിലോ? തിരിച്ചു ഇത് ചെയ്ത സിൻഡ്രല്ല പാഠം പഠിപ്പിക്കില്ല. What would you do? What would you do? Okay, let us discuss it later. So here the question is, what quality of Cinderella is revealed here? Cinderella എന്ത് ഗുണമാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാകുന്നത്? What quality of Cinderella is revealed here? Can you say? Who can say? Who can imagine? What quality? Cinderella was very kind and sympathetic, we can say. She was very sympathetic. അനുകമ്പ ഉള്ള കൂട്ടത്തിലായിരുന്നു. She forgot everything. എല്ലാം മറന്നു. Her sisters had done a lot of mischiefs. ഒരുപാട് wickedness. They had done a lot of wickedness to Cinderella, but she forgot everything. When she got a new life, or when she got a lot of fortune, she forgot everything and pardoned. So that was the quality of Cinderella. Cinderella was very kind and sympathetic. So what you have to do after listening to this class very well, once or twice, you have to write the question and its answers of question number 12, 13 and 14. Only 3 answers you have to write in your notebook, and you should send it to me. Okay, now let us stop. We will see you in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.